Hello, world and universe. Welcome to the Trevor Donald Experience. Manifest your truth. And if you're new to the channel, please hit that like and subscribe button. And for my continued followers, I want to thank you. And I try to come up with commentary to keep people fully aware of what's going on in our country. And we have a lot of negative things that are taking place each and every day, and how important it is to utilize your five senses, your common sense, and keep yourself safe each and every day. And this one is straight out of Charlotte, North Carolina, that just recently happened. It's bad news that turned into a little bit of good news and saved a life. As there's a man, Santarius Quayshawn Allen, 32 years old, is accused of breaking into a family's Ballantine home and him attempting to rape and physically assault the mother. So Mr. Allen is facing multiple charges in connection with an alleged attack in Ballantine in Charlotte, North Carolina. The assault happened around 10 in the morning on January 24th at a home on Chivalry Drive. For those who are familiar with Charlotte, North Carolina, it's a beautiful city. When officers arrived, they heard screaming from inside the house. Allen was found by officers inside the house and he was immediately taken into custody. Officers allege that Allen broke into the woman's house through a window, bathroom window, and then sexually assaulted her. That's the bad news, unfortunately. The good news is that the woman's 15-year-old daughter was still at home during the incident, and she called 911. The teen was not hurt. So Allen was charged with breaking and entering, first-degree kidnapping, second-degree rape, second-degree sexual offense, sexual battery, and assault on a female in connection with the attack. The DA at Allen's court appearance requested that Allen remain in jail without bond due to the severity of the charges. Thank goodness. No bond. As you all know, I've said in some of my other videos, the state of Illinois decided to enact a cashless bond system for what they call minor offenses. How do you define what's minor and major? I would hope the state of Illinois would consider this would be major and they wouldn't let him out under his own recognizance. That's what these cashless bond systems are. A criminal can get out under his own recognizance and show up back in court 30 days later. You know that's not going to happen. And LA County enacted it also. So if you wonder why Chicago and LA or the state of Illinois or the state of California has so much disruption and chaos, is because they have garnered these libertarian laws and loosened the constraints on people committing crimes each and every day. And it has put a stranglehold on our police force and has put a heavy burden on our public safety. But thank God Charlotte, North Carolina does not have one of these liberal laws such as cashless bonds like Illinois and California. So back to it. The neighbor of the victim said the assault destroyed the fabric of our community. And I bring up these scenarios that are devastating and unfortunate all the time as a reminder to my listeners and the American public that the level of liberal laws that are taking place, defunding the police, as I've said in many videos, St. Louis is down 400 to 500 police officers. Chicago is down 1,000. Defunding the police is not the answer. We need police officers. We need them to do the right thing and make them accountable. But citizens in their own communities policing themselves is not the answer. Just as if you get sick, you go to the hospital and see a doctor. If your house is burning down, you call the fire department. If there's criminal activity taking place in your community or an assault is being bestowed upon you, what do? You defend yourself and you call the police. So they do serve a very viable function in our American system. So defunding the police is not the answer. But believe this, you won't believe this. This woman who got victimized by Mr. Allen was married. The victim is married and has 2 children. And at the time of the assault, the woman's husband and 1 child had just left the home while the 15-year-old daughter was still at the house. So Mr. Allen, I don't know if he was familiar with the family. He waited, stalked them out, and waited until the husband left and then assaulted her. I'm not sure of that, but thank God her 15-year-old daughter was there to call 911 and save her mother's life. Still a disturbing and tragic scenario, and it is going to be very difficult and troubling for the mother, the daughter, the husband, and the other daughter that was not there, but definitely those 2 that were there, they will definitely need psychological counseling. PTSD is involved for a woman to be assaulted that way, and for her daughter to be there to hear it. But thank God she was there to save her mother's life and to save her own life, because who knows what else was getting ready to take place. So policing is very important. And as this case took place, the daughter was smart enough to call 911. And during Allen's recent court hearings, the police said that Allen has a lengthy criminal background, including other assaults and violent crimes. According to documents from the North Carolina Department of Adult Corrections, Allen has been in and out of jail numerous times from 2015 to 2022. Past charges against Mr. Santarius Allen include assault on an officer, malicious conduct by a prisoner, and theft. So this guy is falling apart as we speak. He doesn't seem like an individual that was going to school, getting a trade, and or trying to live in a positive direction in life. And there are many people that are out here that are doing malicious and dangerous things to people. And so policing is a very integral part of our public safety and our moral and ethical safety in our cities and states and throughout our country. And I'm not an advocate for bad cops. I'm an advocate for good cops. There are a few bad apples in everything, that every profession is out there. But this happened in Charlotte, North Carolina at 10 o'clock in the morning. The level of egregiousness and the types of crimes that people are committing nowadays, they have no fear of the police. They'll do it in broad daylight. Doesn't have to be late at night anymore. 2 kids got murdered in Chicago last week on their lunch break in the downtown loop. Got shot 6 and 7 times like we're in the Wild Wild West. I'm bringing this video up in this story because we have to be more communal. Neighbors need to look out for each other. If people are suffering from mental illness, opioid crisis, joblessness, let's try to uplift our patronage and our American citizens, and to be a we world and not a me world. This has been an unfortunate circumstance in Charlotte, North Carolina, and thank God that her daughter saved her mother's life and saved her own life. And I know her husband and her other child are happy that things turned out okay. And I'm sure the husband would want to get to Mr. Allen as soon as he could, but thank God he's in jail with no bond. And thank you for listening to the Trevor Donald Experience. Manifest your truth in the right, positive, righteous, respectful way.